In today's video, we'll delve into a compelling testimony from a former close associate of T.D. Jakes, shedding light on his and his son's alleged involvement in a gay lifestyle. We'll explore how T.D. Jakes' wife, Serita Jakes, has reportedly been aware of Jakes' sexuality for an extended period. Various social media sources have raised questions about T.D. Jakes' association with rapper Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, p.diddy, or Diddy. P. Diddy had an 11-year relationship with Cassie Ventura that concluded in 2018, and he currently faces legal action from Cassie, accusing him of sexual assault and repeated physical abuse. Cassie has presented compelling evidence in her defense, putting Bishop T.D. Jakes in the spotlight amid the controversy surrounding P. Diddy and Cassie's tumultuous relationship. Claims suggest that the bishop attended Diddy's parties involving same-gender intimate activities. Additionally, a young man from the Potter's house has accused his former pastor of sexual abuse during his underage years, adding another layer to the allegations. It appears that the married bishop may have shown a stronger interest in men than women. This inclination is not only attributed to Bishop Jakes, but also extends to his two oldest sons. In a recent episode of the MVMO podcast, a former associate of T.D. Jakes made startling revelations about the renowned pastor, his wife Serita Jakes, and her two sons. She claimed that Serita was aware of T.D. Jakes' homosexuality before their marriage, suggesting that she entered into the union to conceal his lifestyle. This decision was purportedly made without hesitation, attributed to T.D. Jakes' acceptance of Serita and her two sons, who were not biologically his own. The source emphasized how T.D. Jakes embraced Serita and treated her children as if they were his own, creating a strong bond that seemingly led to unwavering loyalty from Serita. For a more in-depth exploration of these revelations, you can listen to the full podcast on her channel by clicking the link in the description below. To gain further insights, we encourage you to listen to this specific episode on the podcast, especially the concluding part containing the most shocking information.
Thing I share here, I'm not worried about being sued. And just to be sure that anyone listening understands that, I will be giving the first initial of names, okay? There are people talking who are just sharing rumors, but not all of us are sharing rumors, okay? I had a mentor from 1999 to 2000. She was my mentor. Mr. R, okay? His first name started with an R. So Mr. R used to be a boarder in her home. Now, my mentor told me Mr. R is gay, and his wife knows he's gay. Mr. R was a part of the ministerial staff. He became a minister, and he was very close to T.D. Jakes, okay? And she said he told her that, you know, he was going to share some things with her that she could never tell anybody. And so later on, she tells me and a few other people that he did come. They had set up a time and day for him to come to her house. He came and he talked with her for several hours, just divulging stuff, behind the scenes ministry stuff. And she told us some things I can never tell y'all, but what he did tell her was that T.D. Jakes was gay, and that T.D. Jakes had a relationship with a man. Now, I will stop and say, whether that man was Mr. R, I don't know, because she never told us that. But then she told us there are things I can never say, I can never tell, because I swore, you know, that I wouldn't tell, you know, some of the stuff that he told me. I'll tell you, as soon as they got through talking, she left that church. My mentor did, and it devastated her. Not too long after the things that Mr. R shared with her and swore her to secrecy to, she had a stroke. I always believed, and I still believe it now, that it was the stuff he told her that contributed to her having that stroke, because the timeline was just too close. The Jakes have 5 children. Boys, both their names start with a J. One is light skinned, one is dark skinned. It is true that the 2 older sons are gay. The 2 older sons are not his biologically. They're not the sons of Jakes. Now, the sons, one is darker skinned. The darker skinned son is the one who was caught in Keys Park many years ago. Now, those two sons, they are not the biological children of Thomas, okay? Before, Serita was a teen mom, okay? She had both of the boys when she was a young woman. And sometime later, I don't know if it was years, I don't know the time frame of between her having and her meeting Thomas. That part of their story, I don't know. But one of the great things that made her fall in love with Thomas was that he accepted her two boys. And yes, he did later adopt them. So he's the man that raised them, because I don't know anything about their biological father, y'all. I don't know who he is. That's the part I can't say. My mentor told me, and I'll never forget this, there was a time when the Jakes lived near what is not White Rock Lake in Dallas. Okay, they had a home. They used to have a home over there. And she told me her friend was part of this group of people that had gone to the house. But I don't know how many sessions they had, but this was a time, as I said earlier, where people kind of saw homosexuality differently, especially in the church. And so they believed that it was an evil spirit and it could be cast out. And so she was telling me that the friend had said that they had had a few sessions at the Jakes' home where they were trying to cast the devil out of these two boys. And I remember, I'll never forget, she said to me, she said, and they said every time they would get to a point where they thought they were going to cast him out, Jakes would leave the room. Why? I don't know. What he was leaving the room for, I don't know. When all the stuff comes out over the next days and weeks about Thomas, T.D. Jakes, which stands for Thomas Dexter, for those who may not know, I don't want to assume everyone knows what that stands for. I want all of you to understand that Serita was a part of the cover-up. So very often when things come out about these husbands, the wives, the wives get to play innocent. People assume they're innocent, kind of like the Vanessa Long, Eddie Long situation. People assume they're innocent. The wife kind of skates off and people look at her like, "Aw," but that's never the case. It's never the case. When women like Serita go along, participate in, when I say participating, I don't mean necessarily the act. I just mean go along with the cover up and pretending that it's not what it is. That's what makes these things go on for years and years and years, because as women, we have power. And when we leave a man, people know something's up. What I'm saying is when it all comes out, I don't want anyone to be like, "Oh, poor Serita." No, it's not going to be poor Serita. Serita, people have gotten information back to Serita for years about her husband. But there came a time when certain things were getting back to her, and then he took over her email. Listen, Thomas buys Serita's clothes. He's always bought her clothes. And so you got to understand the kind of state Serita was in when she met Thomas. What would she have done if she left him? She didn't have nothing. She had nothing. She came from nothing. She was a coal miner's daughter. When I say she came from nothing, I don't mean she as a person isn't valuable. What I'm saying is she didn't come from prestige or money or anything like that. She was a poor girl who had come from upside a mountain in West Virginia. And it was because of him that, she is and has all that she does. So I don't know. I'm not trying to get into her mind and understand why she stayed, why she was okay with him having these extramarital relationships. I don't know. All I know is I'm not even sure if she would have ever had anything had it not been for him. And so maybe she felt some sort of devotion to him because of that. I don't know. And he did take her two sons that she had out of wedlock. Again, not a shaming statement. I'm just saying that because that's the phrase we used to use. And he raised them. I won't be shocked by anything that comes out, but I do know a lot of people are. And I just hope that they don't put it in the lap of God. God doesn't have anything to do with these folks' messes and schemes and sleeping around and whoremongering. He has nothing to do with it. You have to understand it wasn't God allowing, it was us allowing. These rumors have been out for years. How come the church never held him accountable? Maybe he would have sat down years ago.
Despite online rumors labeling Bishop T.D. Jakes as being a closet gay man, his wife staunchly supports him. She shared a telling social media post just hours after news broke of T.D. Jakes' alleged Hollywood scandal. In her post, she questioned if challenges are part of God's plan to strengthen us, proclaiming 2024 as the year of cleansing one's palate. T.D. Jakes, facing a tarnished reputation amid allegations linking him to music mogul parties, addressed the accusations during a recent online church service on YouTube. He declared the accusations entirely untrue and emphasized his commitment to preaching the truth. Amid online rumors connecting T.D. Jakes to p.diddy, a spokesperson for Jakes issued a statement addressing the speculation. The statement unequivocally dismissed the claims circulating on social media about Bishop T.D. Jakes as false and baseless. P.Diddy faced sexual assault claims after Cassie's lawsuit in November, settling with her the next day. Allegations include drugging and sexually assaulting a college student in 1991 and similar actions with singer Aaron Hall over 30 years ago. P.Diddy denied all accusations in a recent statement, vowing to fight for his name, family, and the truth. Online reactions from people poured out, with some drawing parallels to past controversies involving figures like R. Kelly. Others expressed concern about the potential impact on the church's reputation and emphasized the need for accountability. An online user stated that the problem is, the blood of the innocent need not be smeared in this way. Pride and embarrassment are in the name of the church. Another user added, I'm just going to wait and watch for the receipts. What's in the well always comes up in the bucket. It is now a fact that the podcast testimony hints at numerous secrets harbored by T.D. Jakes, with further revelations expected in the coming days. Thank you for tuning in to this video. We hope you found it insightful, and we encourage you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching.